What's going on, y'all? Let me make sure that my audio is good real quick. Let me make sure we good. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. I bet. All right, we good, y'all. We good. Hoodlum. What's going on? Y'all excuse me today. Y'all might hear my allergies messing with me a little bit. It's about that time. It's about that season, y'all. But hey, the show must go on. Hoodlum, indeed. You know, hey, it's crazy, Hoodlum, because on my other sports page, right, I'm getting ready to drop a film session on CJ Stroud. And I was looking how he did that last drive. Don't get me started on that, Hoodlum. Don't get me started on this stuff. Because Hoodlum is just, the cool thing about it is it's just, it's your players. It's your players. It's your players, Hoodlum. It is your players. And I'll be honest with y'all. So I'm looking at this film. Yesterday, I spent like 4 hours straight. I looked at the Jets game. I looked at the Raiders game. I looked at the All 22. I was really looking because I'm like, hold up, this team look a little different. All right. So people going to go ahead and think, okay, it's the New York Giants. So we're going to go ahead and plow over them. And if you the team that they say that they are, that they should. But I'll be honest with you. If you give this team any type of hope, it's going to be a game. Not saying that we're going to lose the game, but it's going to be a game. It's going to be a close game that it shouldn't be. I can assure you of that. Facts. See, here's my thing though, right? It goes like this. All right. So no matter what the circumstances, okay, the defense gave us 28 points, right? But we had 3 drives to go up. Did we go up? No. Did the defense play poor? Yes. But even with the poorest play of the defense, should we have won? Yes. But guess what? Good teams won. I remember, I don't know if y'all remember, but y'all remember, I think it was against us, if I'm not mistaken. I think we had like Philip Tanner or something. Y'all remember the time when we played the Baltimore Ravens? I think it was the Baltimore Ravens. I think this was the time where Ray Lewis, either he was out or he just came back from that, was it a pec injury or something like that? And y'all remember when we had, I think we ran on them. It was either us or somebody else ran for like 200 on them. And and the Ravens still came out with that victory. Man, was it? I think it was us. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was I got to go back and look. Somebody know. We had ran for like 200 yards and still lost. You see, good teams is going to find a way to come up with the victory if you're a good team. So we could say, and like I said, people could be optimistic all they want to about this team. But at the end of the day, if he was a good team, he would have came up with that victory. They're going to be like, oh, but see, I'm going to tell you what. See, Philly struggled. Philly struggled in their secondary. They wasn't the most efficient. But guess what? They make big plays when the opportunities came. They did what a good team gonna do, which is find a way. And that's what they've been doing the whole year. So they can't compare to Philly, right? They go talent for talent. We up there with anybody. But as far as being a team, we're not. And that's what separates us from others. We can go in these games, and when you look at talent for talent, we should damn near be undefeated. But because we don't have that makeup, you don't. And that's why we lose to good teams. But let's get to the Giants. So, as mentioned before, if we give this team any hope, I can assure you that this game is going to be closer than what people think it is. I can assure you that if you give this team any type of hope, it ain't going to be like it was game one. I can assure you of that. If you give this team any type of hope. See, Dan Quinn and company is dealing with a level of the unknown. They've seen a quarterback that had to come in on a moment's notice. Yeah, we most likely going against their third quarterback, DeVito. Cool. Is there some film on him? Yeah. But is there enough in certain circumstances where you can go like, all right, we ready for this? Not too much. Because one thing I've seen is when he first comes in the game, he's kind of rattled. He's got to settle in. But when he settles in, it looks a whole lot better. Now, only thing that you could probably try to go against him on is using the Daniel Jones principles, because they're going to mess around and probably use him like they will use the Daniel Jones. So that's something that you could probably take into the game, right? Whether it would be Tyrod Taylor is probably the most seasoned passer out of all three, but it doesn't look like we're going against Tyrod Taylor. I believe I seen on the depth chart Matt Barkley being their secondary quarterback. So we got that. Hold on real quick, y'all. Let me make sure. Let me make sure that my thing ain't tripping real quick. Let me make sure my thing ain't tripping. Let me make sure my thing ain't tripping. What the heck? Okay, there we go. I just wanted to make sure. Because I had issues earlier. But yeah, all right. So yeah, so we back. So yeah, they're gonna go against, probably use him as like Daniel Jones. But we don't know what's gonna happen. So that's gonna be like the element of surprise that the Giants is gonna have against us. And one thing that we've shown that we can't stop consistently is these mobile quarterbacks. You know, they can say what they want, but there'll be times where we let these quarterbacks get plays as far as with their legs that they shouldn't get. It's kind of like we get undisciplined. We have like a lack of mental focus, and we allow them to go ahead and make a play that you shouldn't play. See, as I went in my film session and showed y'all my last film session, that play with Micah coming up, that's a lack of mental focus. Everybody at the same level, and here you gonna want to run up the field. Or let me say this, his name ain't a lack of mental focus, it's more selfishness on his part. So we got to keep it a stack when we come down to them. But if you allow this quarterback to get going with his legs, if we don't rush on our legs, if we give him any type of opening, this game is gonna be closer than what it should be. But their key players is Saquon and Wan'Dale Robinson. Yeah, you could probably say Slayton though, but Slayton, he's hit or miss. He's hit or miss. The key matchups I got, I think I seen him on the injury report, so I don't know what he's looking like today. When I looked at him for the Wednesday injury report, he didn't practice, so I don't know. And I'm talking about Tank, Micah, and anybody else on Evan Neal. And also, most likely, what it's probably going to look like is Jordan Lewis on Wan'Dale Robinson. That matchup is key as well, and I'll tell you why. Because you know how I always say that, you know, Dak Prescott needs somebody like Cole Beasley, somebody that can win quick, right? And one thing that Wan'Dale Robinson can do for this team is win quick. And if we're not in his grill and we give him free releases and he win quick, that's going to allow for their drives to be sustained when we should be getting 3 and outs. So if we give like I said, if we give them any type of sustained drives, any type of points, they're capable of giving us a game. I don't think they're capable of stealing one. I don't think they're that good enough to steal it, but you just never know because it's the NFL. Stranger things has happened. If they go around and not taking care of the football, then we got a different story. So I hope this team is not taking them for granted because the Giants will get on you. But yeah, them is my key matchups. Handling the front, handling Saquon. I mean, we already know that they want to run heavy. There was a game where Saquon had 36 carries. And they would love to get Saquon about 25 to 30 carries this game. And if Saquon getting 25 to 30 carries this game, then something is wrong. Then that means we're not doing our job. Because they're not going to give Saquon 30 carries if he only got 50 yards. They only going to give him 30 carries if he getting 3 yards a pop. If he getting 3 yards a pop, they're going to continue to give him the ball. You know, it ain't all about chunk runs. It's about establishing a run. It's about moving them chains. And if they allow this team to move the chains with Saquon, that's not good. That's not good. It ain't like this team ain't already familiar with us. This is our division rival. So they're very familiar with us. So they best to be careful. I'm telling y'all, they best to be, because it's going to be heavy run. You're going to see a lot of Saquon. You're going to see read option. You're probably going to see call quarterback runs. You're going to see little quarterback tosses, little what was it that run that Dobbs hit us with earlier? The same run that Daniel Jones that hit us with week 1. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same run because we haven't seen it in a few weeks. So they're probably going to attempt that same run. And both times we got hit for chuck plays on them particular runs. So I wouldn't be surprised. I probably need to go back and look at it on the film and probably show y'all. I wouldn't be surprised if that team go back to that, because I remember that so vivid. My memory is vivid when it comes down to that. They will hit us with that. I'm very certain that they'll at least attempt to now, or at least call it. Now, whether they execute it or not, that's going to be on them. One thing I did see though, and as I told y'all earlier, when the game settled in, DeVito, he made some throws. Not gonna lie, he did make some throws, so I don't know. Don't know about him. 50-50. Now, one thing I did see is he holds the ball too long. He's allergic to throwing the ball away. So is there opportunities to get him and get some negative plays out of that? Yeah. One thing I've seen at the Giants, when it came down to picking up protection, they struggled, especially on that left side. They struggled with picking that up. Now their center is back, Schmitz. So that'll probably help in just being like, because y'all know in the draft, I was kind of high on him. I liked him. He's a solid player. So they'll have that. Andrew Thomas is going to be there. He's their best lineman. I seen that when he's in there, Paris Campbell was getting a few catches. Wandale's going to be a part of it. And Slayton is going to be probably their chunk guy. Because there ain't no Waller out. Rich, what's going on, Rich? Wallered out. So that's one thing that you ain't got to worry about. But I'm telling y'all, there's an unknown with this offense right now. Now, like I said, what's gonna happen as far as them want to be run heavy. That's not gonna be unknown. But as far as them maybe surprising you in this passing game, if these DBs go to sleep, come on, because we already seen that you got some safeties that can't cover. I would love for Israel to get some opportunities. I would love for Wanye to get some coverage opportunities, because what you've seen is that you got a whole bunch of tight hip, slow, lost a step type safeties in there that can't cover. And if they get anybody to isolate them on your safeties, man, there's going to be opportunities. If they will go ahead and help whip up a game plan, because look, this is the same team that went to the playoffs, though, with Daniel Jones, with the type of offense that they were running. So it ain't like, part of their formula can't work. They just ain't got the players to execute right now. That team don't have the players to execute. But it ain't like the formula that they had and probably wanted to come in at the beginning of the season. It ain't like it didn't have no recipe of success. So we got to keep that in mind. I know a lot of people overlooking them, but I'm not. Would I love a blowout, another 40-point win? They would need to. But shoot, I'll be honest with you. I think this team need to go through some more adversity and go through a tight game with these Giants and humble their damn selves. I don't think losing to the Eagles humbled them. I think they got that what you call it, the moral victory. I think they got that in there. I think their spirits is high. I think the Giants need to humble them. Now I don't want to lose. Of course, don't get that twisted. I don't want to lose. But I think the Giants need to humble them. I honestly think that the Giants need to humble them and give them a tight game. And I honestly think that this team need that because for some reason this team think they're so close and they're so far away right now. Um, Speaking of Evan Neal, he trash. Big ass boy for nothing. I'm looking at Max Crosby just go ahead and just wrong arm in his chest and just put him on his back. I said, boy, you too big for that. Damn near 400 pounds. Damn near 400 pounds, y'all. Getting wrong arm to the ground. Like he ain't got no balance, no power, no nothing. Bro, Evan Neal was a waste of a pick. And y'all remember a couple years, I wasn't high on Evan Neal. I'm like, man, he need to he somebody he left tackle. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Evan Neal be getting whooped on. Tank whooped on him last. Tank keep whooping on him. And Tank is going to continue to whoop on him. It's going to be a long day for Evan Neal. Now, if they talking about a plan for Michael Parsons, Michael need to be a linebacker this game. Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this: Micah will probably get washed out if he's playing on the side of Andrew Thomas. I'll be honest with you; it'll probably get washed out. Your best bet is having Micah at linebacker this game and bringing him up the middle. Because one thing that you've seen, and you run some games with him, you can isolate him up the middle. Because Michael had them opportunities and he can win. He can't. He can win. He will win. Uh, but he need to be a linebacker. Shutting down Saquon should be the number one opportunity. If they beat you with the pass, it just is what it is. It needs to be the number one. It needs to be the number one on your agenda, on your Christmas list. Stop Saquon, especially that left guard and that right guard. That's barbecue chicken. You can go ahead and isolate him on them, or you can do what they did. What game they did that in? Was it 2 games ago? Was it against the what game they did that on? Where they had Osa and them in the ends, uh, pretty much one-on-one with the guard and tackles, and they had Micah isolated one-on-one with the center, and he won. You can do that this game. Dan Quinn should draw that up a few times this game, and because even though I like that center, he'll struggle with Michael Parsons. He'll struggle with Micah. So if Micah not playing more linebacker, Dan Quinn is lazy with his scheme. But I think Dan Quinn sometimes be lazy and just put Micah at defensive end because he don't want to go ahead and come up with the work of game planning them and putting them things at linebacker. Because Micah, let's be honest with you, Micah should be more in coverage, especially with you struggling in coverage the way that we do. Micah should be more in coverage. Yeah, rushing, yes, of course. But Micah need to be in coverage. When the last time we see Micah just drop back? We seen him we seen him go to the drop to the flats in coverage. But when have you seen him just drop back deep? Cover 2 deep. Seam core flats. When the hell have you seen him do that? When have you seen him just drop down 10, 15 yards in the middle of the field? When have we seen that? I don't remember, and I can't recall, and I don't remember if I ever seen it. He needs to do that. He needs to do that. If you want to get the most out of him, if you want to improve in your coverage, how do you have this athletic dude that can pretty much, we say, do it all, but you're not putting him in a position to do it all? There ain't no way that when we struggle with some of our coverage schemes, especially coming up the middle, that there ain't no way that we shouldn't have a Micah right there. That's all I'm saying, Dan Quinn. He's a linebacker, not an end. And I'm going to continue to tell you this time and time and time and time and time after again. He's a defensive end. I mean, he's a linebacker, not a defensive end. Come on now. Come on now. As I said, that right guard, he barbecue chicken. Right guard, barbecue chicken. Evan, that whole right side is up for grabs. Whole right side up for grabs. All right, y'all. Let's look at this. Let's look at this defense real quick. One, their key players: Kayvon Thibodeau, safety McKinney, Dexter Lawrence, and guess you could put Isaiah Simmons in there. Put Isaiah, because what they do with Isaiah Simmons, you probably should be doing Michael. That's another thing. I think they use Isaiah Simmons better than we use Michael Parsons. I'll be honest with you. Looking at the tape, but the key matchups: CD on anybody of their corners. Hopefully, Cooks on the Dory. We know that this secondary is cooked food. One thing that I've seen, should CD have another? CD should at least have probably another 100-yard game. If we just being honest, he should have another 100-yard game. Cooks should get on track, and I would love to use Cooks like the Raiders use Jacoby Myers, and I'll tell you that in a minute. And I'll be honest with you, and I'm gonna put this out there: if Gallup can't cook on the Giants, cut him. If he can't cook on his Giants secondary, cut him. He a waste. Bro, this Giants secondary trash. That's all I'm saying. McKinney solid in coverage, solid player, right? And definitely he going to give Ferguson a little challenge, right? He's decent. But let's say, for instance, if Ferguson do get canceled out, which I don't think he will, what they got to do with Tolbert? What they got to do with Gallup? What they got to do with CD? What they got to do with Cooks? Boy got the weapons. Foe got the weapons. Do what you're supposed to do, Foe. Carve them up, Foe. If you can't carve them up, boy. All right. But, so one thing I seen what the Raiders did, especially the first drive, was Jacoby Myers scored on a jet sweep. They spreaded them out. And one thing that I seen the Raiders do was spread them out. You've seen a lot of 3-4 wide with the Raiders, and they spreaded them out, and they was able to carve them up. Jacoby Myers a couple times beat him on some slants. It's easy like this, no challenges. Through the slant, first down, chunk yards. So I believe the Cowboys, especially with the weapons that we have, because we should supposedly have more weapons than the Oakland Raiders or Las Vegas Raiders, we should have success in spreading them out. So I would love to see them. And also what the Raiders did was spread them out to run the ball with Jacobs as well. I even see, so they kind of did like the opposite. You may think, okay, 12 personnel, we can already pound the ball. So what the Raiders did was when they ran 12 personnel, they hit that PA and threw it deep. And so I think that, by formation, you would think, okay, this more likely that probability of, say, for instance, in this situation, a pass, or probability may be in a run. The Raiders kind of broke some tendencies and had success in breaking tendencies on what you would normally think that formation will come. So the Raiders did a good job of breaking some tendencies. The Cowboys need to break tendency as well. So that's there. I'm telling you, you spread them out, it's going to be there. You spread them out, TP should have a better opportunity of running the ball. Because one thing you for sure that the Giants is a north-south team on offense and defense, especially with defense, especially in losing Leonard Williams. You got Ashawn, you got Bobby Okereke, you got Dexter Lawrence. You got them going east and west. Well, Bobby Okereke, he's a solid linebacker. But I'm just talking about as far as a whole in that D-line. You get them going east and west, you should have some opportunities on some outside zone or just some outside run plays in general of getting to the edge and have some success. Jacobs has some success. Now one thing that I did see that they also had success with was having that tight end on that left tackle and having that fullback in creating a D gap, and they had success doing that as well. So you can do that as well. See, one thing for sure that this Cowboys team need to establish, try to establish a identity as far as what the hell we gonna do. Who are we? We need to figure that out this game. We know we offensive based. We know we not defensive based. We know we offensive led. Because any game that you win is gonna be on your offense. Let's just be honest with you. So how are we gonna play this offense? Who are we on offense? It's like we still trying to figure that out. So yeah, you want to say, oh, we're supposed to be playing our best ball in November, December. Well, it's November now, y'all. So it's time to play your best ball, right? So we need to figure out who this offense is and continue to build up on that. You know. So yeah, spread them out. Um, one thing that you can expect is Isaiah Simmons. Isaiah Simmons is probably going to try to him and McKinney is probably going to try to cancel out the tight end because now they see that the Jake Ferguson is a integral part of this offense now, and they're going to probably try to take him away. Uh, so I would be on alert for that. I'm pretty sure they'll keep an eye on TP. They'll keep an eye on TP. But if I'm the Giants, I'm putting Kayvon Thibodeau not on Tyron Smith because you're wasting him on that. I will put Kayvon Thibodeau on Terrence Steele. You know, Terrence Steele right now is the weak link of your offensive line. The weak link. And Kayvon Thibodeau is coming off a couple game stretch, man, where he was balling, especially against that Jets game. He was balling. And looked like he's starting to come into his own as a pass rusher. I believe he got about 7-8 sacks on the season, if I'm not mistaken. So that's somebody that ain't being talked about that can, if you let him wreak some havoc on you. Do they miss Leonard Williams? I've seen against the Raiders. Yes, they do miss Leonard Williams. Yes, they do. But is they still solid though inside? Yeah, they still solid inside though. But they do miss Leonard Williams though. One thing that you could say, hey, Terrence still got to play a better game. Now I'm seeing people, Terrence Steele has been the topic of conversation this whole week. And I'm just going to just tell you like this. Now, I know people making excuses for him. If anybody should have an excuse, it should be Jordan Lewis. But I know people making excuses. Let me tell you something about that leg. Talking about mental. Look, that leg wasn't an issue in training camp. That leg wasn't an issue in preseason. That leg wasn't an issue the first couple games. Now, all of a sudden, that leg an issue. You sure it ain't another injury, or you sure he just ain't getting his ass whooped? Somebody said that he lost 4 times. That's cap. He lost 3 times on one drive. That's cap. I counted about 10 times he lost, and that's too many as an offensive lineman. He struggled. If it's the leg, then how on one play you look good? Your sets is good. Your back, your kick step is good. Now all of a sudden on this play, your kick step ain't good. What's going on? That doesn't make no sense. Because one thing for sure, as an offensive lineman, you need your leg, and especially the leg that he's that he's pretty much getting his plan on. He needs that leg. So if his leg was messed up, he wouldn't even be able to be on the field. I'll just be honest with you. He wouldn't be able to. I've had certain injuries to my lower extremities, and it impacted me dearly. So let's be honest. We ain't no mental thing. Now it's quit making excuses. They make excuses for Gallup. Oh man, they're gonna take us some time. What's the excuse now? It's been 2 years. Oh, it takes him 2 years. Well, it's been 2 years. He suck. Now we making excuses for Terrence Steele now. But ain't nobody want to make no excuses for Jay Lou. In our reality, the excuses should be for Jay Lou. For what he went through. Terrence Steele good. Is it amazing that he came back the way he did? Yes. But still good. Still just need to play better. Because I've seen things that ain't got nothing to do with his lower extremities and why he getting his ass whooped. Missing with his hands. Overextending. Play better. I don't know why people always want to make excuses for these players. Bro, if you're not healthy, stay out. Put somebody that's healthy in until you get healthy. Don't make no sense. He's stinking up the place. He need to play ball. We paid your ass. Play ball. But yeah, that's my because I'm damn near getting ready to probably ran on 4 in a minute. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm probably get ready to ran on 4. Hey, hey, how much? Hey, look. One thing that I've seen with this Giants defense is that with them when it come down to guarding them running backs, there's some opportunities here. Brees Hall scored on the screenplay, I believe it was from 50 something yards. Uh, so where are my running back screens at? That's all I'm saying. We need to get back to that. Now I know. See. Now you got to incorporate everything, Mike. Now you didn't help fix some things, but don't abandon other things that was working as well. Get back to that screen game. This game, Mike. TP need to get going. And I seen thing about Mike. Let me crucify Mike on this one real quick. Talking about he liked the way that the running back rotation is. So you like giving Rico Dowdle 2 carries a game? You got me messed up, my G. When you see clearly when he runs the ball, especially in between them tackles, something good comes of it. He brings the energy. You see your lineman running behind him. They're like, oh man, this is TP. He great. I forgot this is Rico Dowdle. Let's go ahead and push the pile and keep him going. He keep going. They're not used to that this year. But when Rico get in there, they like, oh, okay, yeah. Rico gonna give us some fire and desire. You need to run Rico more. That was horrible when you said that. That was horrible when you said that, Mike. I don't understand it. Are you saying Rico sucked? If that's the case, then why you ain't bring another running back? That's stupid. Like, how do you come from success of having a 2-back scheme to just rolling with TP? I already knew, Mike, you wasn't gonna really run the ball like that. I knew that was in your character. But for you to not run to end the game, that's not in your character. And you don't have a running back to do that. That's all I'm saying. You don't have a running back to do that. It's ridiculous. I hope Dalvin Cook get cut. I'm seeing he ain't happy over there in New York. I hope Dalvin get cut. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. But all in all, spread them out. Giants ain't got no corners. Giants, when you push that ball downfield, they gonna give it up. They gonna give it up. If you want to run the ball, spread them out. Spread them out. Uh, the majority of the time, now I know they're gonna run their 12 personnel. I understand. But I would really spread this team out. Run a lot of I would really run a lot of 11 personnel. I would really run a lot of 4 wide this game. I would really put Tolbert and I would really just go ahead and I would really spread them out because I don't think they'll be able to handle that. Even if they was to go ahead and add more DBs to the equation, I don't think they can handle that. Yeah, they got Deontay Banks, but Deontay Banks can't handle what we got. Adoree definitely can't handle what we got. He's been cooked food for I don't know how long, and he's going to continue to be cooked food. But that's just what it is. Players need to step up. Foe need to continue to play in the way that he play, because if Foe regress, it's going to be an issue. Foe need to make plays when it's time to make plays. Look, I'm looking at a film session, right? And I'm looking at CJ Stroud, my guy. I'm looking at CJ Stroud on the last drive of the game, just effortlessly take him down to win and throw it to Tank Dell. Making some reads and making some throws. I'm like, damn, I ain't seen a quarterback make a throw like that since I was watching somebody else's quarterback. My quarterback need to make them type of throws. My quarterback need to be able to. Hey, look, check this out though, y'all, right? Because this is coming out your own quarterback's mouth. If Dak ain't a running quarterback, see, sometimes people think about this too much. If Dak ain't a running quarterback, then your pocket presence and you handling things out of the pocket and making throws should be a whole lot better than what it is. Because you above average at best. And I said at best when it comes down to really just winning the game in the pocket. I just seen CJ Stroud in his rookie year win a game in the pocket. But you're not that. So I don't know why you think that. I don't know who lied to you, my G. You're a running quarterback. Yes, you are. Why do you think we got you from Mississippi State? Because you are a running quarterback. A running quarterback. We seen you use your legs against LSU. We seen you use your legs your rookie year. That's who you are and what you do best. You're not a quarterback. So stop that. Make some plays. God damn it. There's going to be some adversity. We're not done with the adversity yet. We're going to continue to go. Remember, I told y'all that. You remember I told y'all when we was doing our predictions about the adversity that this team going to face? Ooh, this team going through it like a mug right now. And if you was a real good team, you're going to overcome it. You're going to learn to you're going to learn to win even when times is tough. Fo need to continue to progress. Fo is who he is. So that's why my expectations ain't like what it should be from a quarterback that's getting paid that amount of money. But at the end of the day, maybe I shouldn't dumb down my expectations from a quarterback that's making that amount of money. Because if I'm going to pay a quarterback that amount of money, got to make that play. You see how, remember that time when we was going blow for blow with the Denver Broncos with Tony Romo, and Tony threw for like 400 something, and it was like a duel with him and Peyton, but Tony threw that last pick, and people were crucifying Tony Romo for the last pick, even though even though what he had to do was just amazing in itself to even get to that predicament. Why we don't have that same expectation? Why we don't do that same thing for Dak? Why we always make them damn excuses for that boy? Talk about I'm a leader. Bro, I heard something talking about with Cooks, man, that had me dying. Cook, they was asking Cooks about where does that compare to Tom Brady and Drew Brees, and he was like, that boy was studying, but what about that leadership though? Boy, I died when he said that. Oh, so you know that boy trash. So you say that boy trash. So you ain't they tell you about your quarterback without opening up their mouth. They talk about his leadership, though. But that leadership only gets you so far. You got to have ability, too. Oh, he'll run through a wall. Oh, he's so hard. He's a natural-born leader. But he's a natural-born winner, though. You know, when it comes down to leadership, you got to lead your followers to winnings, to victory. Is he leading us to victory, though? And the answer is no. He ain't leading us to victory. So how much of a good of a leader is he? What, because he say the right things? What, because he works hard or whatever the case may be? You can do all that work hard. If you ain't got the talent, it don't matter. If you don't got the talent, it don't matter. If you ain't making plays, it don't matter. So we can talk about his leadership all we want to. But what is you doing, though? Is you making plays? Is you winning his games? Like the Philadelphia Eagles, they gonna talk about, oh, he was clutch against the Chargers, but the Chargers suck, though. Keep it real. But they suck. He better be ready, though, because the Giants, they gonna blitz. They gonna bring some heat. They gonna bring some heat. And they gonna bring it to the side on your right side. Because Zach Martin has been struggling as well. He ain't been playing up to that boy stole money. Anybody ain't got, I don't give a damn what they talking about. He stole money. He ain't been playing to the standard that we know Zach Martin does. Can't blame him on coaching, bro. If you good, you good. You've been playing long enough. Zach Martin is one thing you can't blame on coaching. If you with Tyron Smith, I mean, had all these type of coaches, they didn't affect his play. Zach Martin, you playing like trash right now. You're lazy. You playing like you're big, like you done added some weight. You're trash. You playing trash right now. You need to pick it up too. You ain't playing to the standard of Zach Martin. You need to get back to that. Because ain't no way that this team paid you to come back and you playing like this. Giving up the most pressure that I done seen you gave up. And I don't know. You letting the Kobe Dean get pressure on you, my boy. You got to be ashamed of yourself. Put your head down. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You ought to walk in shame in that locker room to letting the Kobe Dean get some pressure on you, my boy. Where your pride at? When I seen certain players playing offensive line, I'd be like, man, he ain't no way that boy gonna get some pressure on me. Ain't no way that he gonna whoop me. Where that pride at? Where that aggressiveness at? Where that instinct at? That killer instinct. Your quarterback don't got it. Right now, your line ain't got it. Your running back ain't got it. At least the running back that you're running every play don't got it. Come on, man. It's time to ball up. And if you give this team any life, they're gonna take advantage of it. And they're gonna give you a game that you shouldn't have. You should be blowing it out. The spread is 17. Should beat their ass by 3 touchdowns. That's all I'm saying. But anywho, man, y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and share this content. We gone.